Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday Stem Cell Forum. We are so excited to have you here today. You will hear stories, see pictures, learn about this new stem cell technology, and at the end, you will even have a chance to win a 5-day supply of the technology. So, why don't you unmute, Linda, and tell everyone what they need to do? And at the same time, Maya, why don't you put that link in chat? Let's go ahead and get started.
Yeah, so welcome everyone. Welcome guests. And Maya is putting a link in the chat right now. So you want to go to that link, click on it and put your name in, and that's going to put you in the Wheel of Fortune at the end that Maya will be spinning and picking out winners for a 5-day supply of X39. And that is so exciting.
That is. So you're here because someone that loves you, a friend of yours, a colleague, they learned about a stem cell technology and they wanted you to know about it too. So that's what we're going to talk about for the next about 35 minutes. So I'm going to go to a website, and the website is called startx39now.com. Linda, if you could put that in chat. The reason I want you to know that site is because at some point you might also want to go to that site and research some of the information we're talking about today. And once again, that is startx39now.com. So LifeWave X39, the company LifeWave, invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents and a simple patch, the X39, which repairs and regenerates you just like when you were younger. You might ask yourself, why 10 years of stem cell research? Well, it turns out that as we age, our stem cells decline. And I think we all know this because do you remember when you were 10 or 20? Your stem cells were all working great. You were regenerating. You had great hair, no wrinkles, a little waist, no age-related health issues. You were young. So what happens when your stem cells stop working? You stop repairing and regenerating, and now what happens? Wrinkles, your hair goes thin, you get the big waist, and now you have age-related health issues. So what if there was a product that could actually make your stem cells young again? Would you be interested in knowing more about that? So we're going to watch now a quick 2-minute video that actually gives you the experience of what I'm talking about. Here we go. Let's watch that together now.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy for improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that could support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
Wow, after watching that, you are probably like me and you're like, I want to see more. And if you do, all you do is click here now, and you can actually get into the back of the site. It does need a passcode, and the passcode's LIGHT, LIGHT, to go deeper into the site. So let's do that together now. So I'm going to read what this patch is made out of, and then I'm going to show it to you. So the X39 is made from organic crystals, amino acids, salt, water, oxygen, and it forms a perfect lattice. This lattice structure is a reflector of light. You might ask yourself, whose light? Well, your light. You see, it reflects back your own light to make change in the body. This process is called photobiomodulation, and light works fast to turn old cells young again in a non-transdermal, non-invasive way. So this is what the patch looks like. I know, right? So my girlfriend, who's also a regenerative doctor, Dr. Rhonda Donahue, about 6 years ago, I was going through my own health crisis, and I was really sick. And she came to my house and she said, we, Marcy, in regenerative medicine, have been studying light, peptides, and stem cells. And I found a technology that will regenerate you. And then she said, you see, Marcy, look, it's sticky. It sticks on you like this. And I said, Dr. Rhonda, with all due respect, I literally was dying, and you're bringing me a Band-Aid, right? If you are new here, you're probably thinking the same thing. It looks like a little bit of nothing, right? Well, that's what I told her. And she said, oh, Marcy, it's so much more. And she opens up another patch and she says, you see, inside that white stuff is organic crystal. It's made up of amino acid, sugar, salt, water, and oxygen, and it forms that perfect lattice, which is a reflector of your light. She said, you know, we all reflect low-grade infrared light off our bodies. We know that's true because we've seen the military guys with their night vision goggles on. What are they looking at? Your light at night, of course. She says, this is just a wearable form, actually patented wearable form of light technology that reflects your own light. She says, we're using light now to heal in our clinics. Cold laser for pain, red light sauna for detox. She says, shoot, when you're sad and you go out into the sun, what happens? I said, I usually get happy. She goes, exactly, because you and light are making vitamin D within 20 minutes. Light is real. She goes, and this is the crazy thing. This patch through light elevates a super peptide, copper peptide. And I asked her, why is copper peptide super? I didn't know. She said, because it acts like a telephone and it calls up your stem cells and it tells your old stem cells to act young again, like when you were 10. Kind of like, let's say Jules and I are talking on the phone together. Are we communicating? Of course we are. So inside we have that same communication pathway, and copper peptide is that communication to your stem cells. Who knew, right? But it's true. So she said, all you need to do is put this patch on and you can start regenerating like a young person again. So let's go read a little bit more on the site, what that actually means. Here we go. I'm just reading. You can read along. These newly activated younger stem cells are pluripotent, which means they're the only cells in the body that are changeable. That's pretty cool. They can change into whatever cell your body needs for repair. In fact, within 24 hours, copper peptide resets 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state, turning old cells young again. And you can almost feel that army start to march. And even if you don't immediately feel the effects, rest assured your army of stem cells is hard at work repairing your most critical issue first before moving on to something that you feel. So let's talk about that. If you have a bad heart, a bad liver, and a bad knee, where's it going first? Of course, your heart, your liver, and then your knee. That's why it's recommended to wear the X39 patch 1 month for every decade you are old. You see, your stem cells have not been functioning properly for a very long time. And it takes time for the new stem cells to fully be active again. So I have to tell you a story. I was doing a stem cell forum for my Hawaii team, and about 4 weeks ago or so, and this beautiful little lady, she's 94, she goes, Marcy, you don't understand. I had anxiety for 4 years, night sweats. I couldn't sleep for 4 years. Can you even imagine? She said, I tried anti-anxiety medicine, pain medicine, nothing worked. And then my son put this patch on me. The first month, nothing happened. The second month, nothing happened. But by the third month, you know what happened? It all went away. And I started sleeping again. And she said, thank goodness I waited the 3 months to get my miracle. So don't forget, sometimes it's hard, and I'm not the best at counting, but let's see if we can do it. 1 month for every decade I am old. So I'm 60. How many months do I need to wear this patch to get my stem cells fully activated? Donna, you're so smart. Jules, look at you guys go. 6. Look at you. I'm impressed. All right, let's move on. So, are we having fun? So the next video is just a 2-minute video, and it recaps what I said, but in a much better way. So let's watch that now.
We all hope to age gracefully so we can enjoy our later years full of energy, vitality, and good health. But so often, with age, our bodies start to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy, skin, healing and recovery time, sleep, it all just seems to go downhill. David Schmidt, our founder, creative force, and world-class inventor behind LifeWave technology, has recently achieved something in the field of regenerative science with a single LifeWave patch that researchers worldwide, spending years and billions of dollars, could not. Introducing LifeWave X39, the world's first product ever to activate stem cells. A true breakthrough in regenerative science that helps restore our bodies to a healthier, more youthful state in a way no other product can. The secret? By harnessing the power of LifeWave's patented phototherapy, X39 uses light to elevate a peptide proven to signal the activation of stem cells. Think about it. These are the cells that generate and regenerate all the cells and structures of the human body. They're the building blocks for our organs, tissues, blood, and immune system. They also serve as an internal repair system everywhere. But as we age, stem cells become less effective. Their ability to repair damaged tissue is reduced. In fact, by age 60, they've slowed dramatically. But all that changes when just one LifeWave X39 patch is placed anywhere on the body each day. Instead of older and less effective stem cells, X39 supports the production of younger and healthier stem cells. This amazing level of control over your vitality and well-being was simply not possible, let alone this easy, until now. And the best part? Like all LifeWave patches, X39 is safe, non-invasive, and incredibly cost-effective. Look what people are saying about LifeWave X39. Backed by clinical studies, multiple patents, and 20 years of development, any one of these benefits would be impressive. But X39 is so effective, it can influence everything about your body, how you look, feel, perform, and heal. It's time you experience the power of X39. Live long, live well, live younger. Experience the power of LifeWave today.
So this is how you wear it. You put it right below the back of your neck or under your belly button. There's really only one rule. Wear it 12 hours on to activate and repair and 12 hours off. Why? Well, because X39 is a form of light technology, and if you wear it 24 hours over and over again, your body will get used to the light signal and it won't work as well. So you know what I do? At 7 a.m., I put it right below the back of my neck, and I wear it until 7 p.m. Then I take it off and I throw it away, and I let my body rest for 12 hours. Then at 7 a.m., I go in and I take another one on, and I put it right on, and I do it again. Super simple. So, oh, wow, let's look at some pictures. This is really fun. Hey, that's me. So I told you I had this health issue, right? In 2019, I was diagnosed with those big, fast, yucky, fast-growing cells. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about, of the breast. Well, what it did is it was stage 3, and it was intense, and I had a year of chemo, radiation, and a double mastectomy. Oh, and half my lymphatic system cut out. And this is how it left me. My face full of steroids, no eyebrows. The only reason I had hair is because I wore something called a cold cap, which is like wearing ice cubes on your head for 7 hours a day. If you know what that is, I'm very sorry. Well, after all of that, guess what? I get a call from my oncologist, and he says, I'm sorry, Marcy, but you're part of the 1% where it already came back again. You can imagine I was completely devastated. I actually lost hope. And that's when Dr. Rhonda Donahue came to my house, remember, with those 10 patches. And that's when she explained to me how the patches work, just like I explained to you just a few minutes ago. And you know what? She said, just wear it. What do you have? What do you have to lose? And I did. And the first 2 days, the taste of chemo metal came detoxifying out of my mouth. Day 5, my skin got soft, like the collagen came back. And by day 10, I was just happy like a 20-year-old. I still had that problem, but you know what? I just felt like I could handle it. I called up Dr. Rhonda. I said, I don't know what you just did to me, but I think you saved my life. And I want to share it with the world. Do you? She said, yes. So that was 6 years ago. We made a list and we started sharing it with people. And today we've helped over 160,000 people heal their bodies. And I'm super proud of that. In addition, look at, I regenerated. I would say the only thing that looks the same on me in this picture are my glasses. In fact, I've been back in remission again for 6 years. And I only say that because I don't really take life for granted anymore. Let's look at this lady. Look at her décolleté, how many wrinkles she had, right? 6 months on X39, wrinkles gone. Look at this man. He was bald and gray, and even with the gray eyebrow, to black hair, not bald. And look at his eyebrow went black. Okay, a 70-year-old man does not get black eyebrows again if the patches aren't regenerating him. Look at this little boy's finger. It got cut off. Yeah, it died. 2 months on X39, it grew back. This woman from Australia, day 1, she doesn't look great. A year later, that's the same woman above patented. Look at how good her skin looks. My friend here, she said, Marcy, I had the worst age spots ever. After X39, they all went away. And now everybody thinks the next picture is my granddaughter, but it's me. Curvy back goes straight. That's pretty neat. And you know what? This is interesting. This is crunched nerves, it gives you neuropathy or nerve issues, pain in the back when it's crunched because it's not feeding the muscle. Look what X39 does. It opens up the nerve, which is pretty amazing. Lastly, this woman was in an assisted living home. X39, she gets out of the home. I'm free. She's in an RV. It goes around the country now, and this is what she looks like. And you know what? You can listen to some of your own stories if you want. There's me again. Or there's that woman that was from the RV, assisted living. You could listen to her story. Or Dr. Eric. He had a heart attack when he was 40. And because he's a doctor, he could test his heart. His heart tested as a 70-year-old at that time. Then at 70, his wife puts him on X39, and guess what? His heart now tests as a 40-year-old. But let's move to Jules first. Jules, why don't you unmute yourself and tell us what's your story? What happened to you since you started these darn patches?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you, Marcy. So 8 years ago, I had stem cell injections in the discs of my spine. They wanted to do a double spinal fusion. I was in my 30s. The surgeons were like, gosh, you're way too young to do this. But I had been dealing with chronic pain after being hit by a drunk driver. And it ended up being miraculous for me. And that was after 7 years and $2,000 of trying to solve my back. And so fast forward the tape to about, I guess it was last year sometime, I really started having an issue with my knees. And I couldn't play pickleball. I couldn't play tennis. I couldn't run. It was bothering me when I was dancing. It was hurting when I was going down the stairs. And it was just like a normal wear and tear aging thing that I would have expected in my 80s, not in my 40s. And so I was super frustrated about it. And I made a comment to one of my really good friends. I'm like, as soon as I have a couple extra $1,000 sitting around, I'm going to go try to do stem cell injections in my knees. And he looked at me and he goes, that's so funny that you said that. I just heard about a new stem cell technology and I'm getting on a call next week. And so I hopped on, my hubby and I hopped on thinking, what do we have to lose? And sure enough, we were like, well, this is a lot more reasonable than injections. So we purchased them. They came, we kind of looked at each other and had a giggle and thought, I can't believe we actually fell for these little Band-Aids. But we thought, what the heck, let's give them a try. And to be honest with you, the first couple of days, I felt more tired and just a little off. And I reached out and I said, is this normal? And they said, you know what? Sometimes it's not common, but some people actually have detox symptoms. And it actually made me think they were working. So I thought, oh, well, okay. Then I felt fine for the next few weeks. At the 5-week mark, I went to get my blood work done and found out that I had had a systemic inflammation problem that I had for 17 years that was gone for the first time. I'd never
Wow.
had normal C-reactive protein. I was not only in the normal range for the first time in 17 years, I was at the low end. And I looked at my hubby and said, these patches have to be working. And in February, I'd also been diagnosed with hypoglycemia and was dealing with very low blood sugar. Didn't know how to solve it. It was very tricky to, the CGM was going off critically low all night long. It was very much an issue. And I've not had an issue with that at all. And I'm sure it's the SP6. I'm not sure which one it is, but that's what I'm assuming it is. And I'm so grateful. And then other little things like I just came home from conference, which was absolutely incredible. I'd encourage anyone that is interested in this technology to join us there next October. It was fantastic. And I came home and my teens looked at me and both girls, and they looked at me and they go, Mom, your skin looks amazing. And I'm like, I agree. Like I feel like I'm reverse aging. And there's lots of little things like I had a rotator cuff issue and I work out every day and it would just hurt and it doesn't hurt anymore. So anyways, lots of little things that I've noticed in the 6 months and I'm just excited to continue and yeah, just continue reverse aging. So thank you so much for sharing them with someone who it eventually got to me.
You're so welcome. And people in chat said, what patches is she wearing? What are your
Oh, yes. So every day, I wear X39 and Eon every single day, along with X49. And the reason I do that is I used to do hormone replacement therapy, and I really struggled with that because the only thing that I seemed to notice difference was that I got hair on my chin, which was not the goal. And so as soon as I heard that these can elevate your testosterone, I ditched my hormone replacement therapy. I haven't had Botox in 2 years. And so I use Alavita at night and Silent Nights, and I also use the SP6 every day also for my thyroid. So those are my dailies. Don't miss them.
Wow. And we usually only talk about 4 patches on the forum, but just quickly, because she's using so many, we're just going to do a quick hit. X39 activates stem cells. Eon reduces inflammation. That's why her CRP was so low, her inflammatory marker. X49 builds testosterone. She needed some of that. Alavita makes her skin so soft. We call it natural Botox. It doesn't hurt her. And look she got not a wrinkle on her forehead. I mean, just saying. A silent night is great to put you to sleep, melatonin, and SP6 reduces blood sugar. So that's interesting that your sugar markers were in line, and also it regulates the endocrine system, which is your thyroid. I mean, I don't know why, but I just got chills from
Yeah.
your story and what you're doing for yourself. Like you're healing your body is what you're
Yeah.
doing, Jules. And it's so fun to watch.
And the best part is I share it with people I love who are also getting really cool results. And then my patches are paid for too. So, and now I don't have hormone replacement therapy and Botox and all these other things that were expensive and not good
I
for
love
me.
that. Jules had a little stem cell forum for herself and her friends last night, and I think she probably had about 30 guests there all learning. And so it was really fun to see you share your love. So thank you for coming on and sharing with us. And
Cool.
we're gonna now move over to Misty. Misty, are you here? Could you tell us what your story is? What happened to you?
I am. Hi, beautiful Marcy.
Hi, Misty. So nice to hear your voice. I'm sure I'll see your picture in a minute. Oh, there she is. Hi.
Thank you. Hi, babe. So, and welcome to my guests. I'm so excited to get to share this with you all. So when I was presented with LifeWave, I was already a wellness advisor. I'd studied nutrition in school. I was working out. I was doing all the things. And I thought, I'm pretty healthy, but I'm very mindful of preventative, measures. So I started using the X39 thinking that this is going to be good for me. I want to produce those young, healthy stem cells. Little did I know that about 4 months in, my son walks in and I'm reading my Bible and I don't have my readers on.
Wow.
And he goes, Mom. And I said, yeah, Jaden. He goes, Mom, how are you reading your Bible? You always need your readers. And I looked at my Bible. I had not been using my readers for probably a few days and did not acknowledge that that had been the difference. So now we're going on almost a year and a half. I've not needed my readers anymore. I threw them away, and it's been incredible. Better sleep, my energy. I drink decaf coffee because I sure as heck don't need any more energy now, and just loving, yeah, all of the benefits.
Oh, Misty, thank you for sharing. And I will tell you, I'm not sure how old you are, but you look 25. So whatever your regimen is, with our patches included, like you do something right. So thank you so much. And plus you have the most beautiful spirit. So thank you for
Oh,
coming on. No, seriously. And we're
thank
gonna
you.
move on to Tracy. And Tracy, could you introduce your friend, I believe Michael, and you could ask him his story for us. Are you there, Tracy and Michael?
Yes, I'm here. Well, I'd like to introduce Michael Piccarelli, and I was introduced to him about a month ago, and he was at his lowest of lows, and I'm going to let Michael tell you about that.
Okay. Hi, Michael. Are you
Hi.
there?
Yes, I
Hi.
am here.
What's
Okay,
your
everybody.
story, Michael?
Well, in 2015, I had 4th stage prostate, and they did radiation on it, and they gave me hormone therapy, and it worked for a while, and they had to keep changing the medicine for the hormone therapy, which is chemical castration. And I'm telling you, it's like zero sex, and it shrinks everything, all your muscles, all muscles, even the private muscles.
Wow.
And then I got 1st stage throat cancer in 2019, and I got radiation again. And then the prostate returned in 2021 because I stopped the hormone therapy because it was killing me. It was just making me feel like I was 90 years old. Chemical castration, it just ruins everything. They give it to rapists. That's what it's for. So in 21, it returned, prostate returned, and they cured it with another blast of radiation. But it metastasized in 25 to the lymph nodes and the lungs. And I refused the radiation. I wasn't going to do it. So only a month ago, I started doing the patches. 4 weeks ago, I started doing all the patches except for the pain ones and the sleeping ones. And next week, I have a PET scan to find out how things are going to go. But I feel 90% better. Everything is working except my little man. So I'm waiting for that to grow up.
You get X49. That helps the little man.
Yeah. So I have one thing to say about the patches. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are so cute, Michael. I am so excited that you're feeling good. I know Tracy said, boy, his energy's so good since he started the patches, and you look really good for everything you're going through. So
I
thank you.
danced for 2 hours at the Doobie Brothers concert in the aisle, and people were walking by. I was dancing with them, just having a great time. I was
Okay, wait
doing
a minute.
circles
I
around
gotta
people.
hear this. You have stage 4 fast-growing cells metastasizing, and you go to convention and you dance for 2 hours. Is
Yes, I did.
this new? Is this new energy?
Yes, and I wasn't breathing hard. See, I have a boat, and I picked up my boat in the past 4 weeks, and I never could climb into it to go fishing. So now I can.
And now you're in your boat fishing. It sounds to me like your quality of life is getting better every day.
It sure is. I'm going fishing tomorrow.
I love that, Michael. Well, you have a beautiful spirit, and thank you for sharing your story. Well, let's go ahead and move on. Boy, were there good stories today. So, this is the man that is he has over 200 patents to his name. And this is David Schmidt, inventor and CEO of LifeWave. And, he owns the company. So that means nobody tells the man what to do. And all he wants to do is heal humanity. And if you saw the man, you can see him in the video picture. We'll listen to the video in a moment. He's in his 60s and he looks 40. Well, if he's had 200 patents, he's smart. And prior to 2004, he was creating rocket engines. I mean, who can do a rocket engine? Not me. Well, he's so smart that while he was doing the rocket engine, the Navy SEALs rang him up and said, David, could you make a technology that keeps our guys up at night without stimulants? And he said, sure, why not? and he created the energy enhancer. And what this does is it activates the mitochondria, the powerhouse of every cell of the body, to give energy. But here's the deal, it was light. And nobody understood light technology yet. And the company didn't do well. Let's look at the graph. It was only doing $50 million. And then that was in 2004. And he almost went bankrupt twice, but he didn't. And then in 2008, he was asked by the National University of Ireland to research stem cell functions in humans and animals. And after 10 years and 70 patents later, came the X39, the first affordable, safe, non-invasive technology proven to activate stem cells. And look what happened. He went all the way up to 600 million. In fact, we're up 43%. A company does not grow that fast if a product doesn't work. But more importantly, I added this new video so you can learn about his heart. Here we go.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There is more information there than most people would ever realize. I was 8 years old, and my parents wanted to take me to the workshop of Thomas Edison. On the drive back home, I said to my dad, I want to be an inventor. Light, as it turns out, is the primary control mechanism for everything else that happens in the body. What if we could have an external electromagnetic field that would essentially reset the stem cells that are already in our bodies and get them to function like younger, healthier cells? What if in the process we actually found out that in a book that was written thousands of years ago, that information already existed? God has left his fingerprint in natural design, and that blueprint shows up in nature. The mathematical codes are identical. The implications to this are absolutely extraordinary. What drives me is that there's this enormous sense of hope that we can create technology to generate clean energy, that we can have foods that aren't genetically modified, and we can meet all of the needs on the planet that we have to, and that we can heal people.
Love that. Out of his heart will flow rivers of living water, John 7:38. That's beautiful. So let's go ahead and move on. Yes, we do have a patent, a 20-year patent. We elevate copper peptide to the activation of stem cells. And if you want to watch a more in-depth video by David Schmidt, owner, inventor, CEO, it's 14 minutes. I know it's a little longer, but it talks all about X39 and the issues it helps with. And his voice resonates, as you could hear. And it was this video that told me that I would want to be on this product for life. Also, you can go to the Patching Podcast any day of the week and learn more about the patches. I love Dr. Stacy. Tuesday, Monday, and Thursdays are testimonial calls. We have our Spanish Thursday, so lots of great podcasts. You just go to thepatchingpodcast.com. And lastly, we'll just quickly look at some of our products, and then we'll have our raffles. So once again, make sure that if you are a guest, that you go into the link and click the link and put your name in the link so you can qualify for our raffle. And it's a 5-day supply of X39. So Maya, if you could put the link back in chat. I know we got some new guests that just came in. I don't want anybody to miss out. So here are the products. Actually, David has made a total of 12 technologies. I'm only going to talk about 4 today, but if you want to know more, if you want to understand more about the patches, for example, Jules was taking, all you do is you read this sheet and you read all the bullet points and you'll know about every patch. You'll become very educated once you do that. And I'll put this in chat. So later, when you're having some tea tonight, you can do your homework. But we already talked about X39, how that activates stem cells. Eon, I'm going to read this to you. Elevates the longevity peptide found in the liver, the royal jelly RJP, known for its regenerative benefits. Eon reduces full body inflammation, and when combined with X39, protects the newly activated stem cells. So royal jelly, you know what that is? It's the same thing that the queen bees eat. Why they live 50% longer than the worker bees. It turns out David figured out that humans make that same peptide in our liver, and he elevates that with Eon. Also turns out that the newly activated stem cells that X39 creates is like an all-you-can-eat buffet for inflammation. So when you reduce inflammation, you turbocharge your stem cell repair. That's why we always put X39 and Eon on together first, and then we layer other patches on. I do like to talk about two other patches because they're so important. X49 elevates the brain and heart stem cell peptide. X49 protects the brain and actually reverses brain issues, protects the heart and actually reverses heart issues, balances healthy blood pressure, builds lean muscle mass. Men increases testosterone, women grows bones. In fact, it even reduces cell phone radiation. I like to say, what doesn't X49 do? And when you put that together with X39 is the performance patches. And if you are working out, running, walking, I do not care what exercise you do, you will build bigger muscles when you wear them together. Lastly, Ice Wave just takes pain away. If you look at the man in the little circle, Ice Wave is a two-patch system. You put the brown patch of Ice Wave wherever it hurts the most. Right there is the red spot. And the white patch about 3 inches away. And it will charge out pain, much like you charge a car battery. It will take pain from a 10 to a 2 in about 30 minutes. I like to say pop the spot with a lot. What do I mean? Well, most people either have a sore neck, a sore shoulder, a sore lower back, or a sore knee. So what are you going to do? Well, as an example, put the Ice Wave right on the knee, brown and white. And in between that, put X39 and Eon. Ice Wave's going to take pain away, and Eon and X39 will repair the issue. So you probably won't need Ice Wave in about 30 days. So let's go ahead and put those in chat so you can go ahead and take a look at all that good stuff. Lastly, I'm going to show you pricing because you know what is important to know what things cost. So, and once again, get ready. The raffle's in 5 minutes, so get your name in the chat. So you can get a sleeve of X39 for $149.95. That's a 30-day supply, a month supply. And that's great. That's better than like the stem cell injections that Jules was doing, right? Much cheaper. But I like the wholesale packs better because you know what? They're cheaper and you can only get them this great price one time. And there's a 30-day money back guarantee, so no risk. So the core pack is $295. The advanced pack is $535. So the core pack's great for the individual. The advanced pack is great for the family, double the inventory. The premium pack, well, that's great for business builders. Now let's talk about the points. You see the core pack for $295, 3 points? Let me explain that. The point guide is on the far right corner. 1x39 or 1x49 equals 1 point. One sleeve of any supportive patch is 0.5. So that would be like Eon, Ice Wave, Energy, any of the patches other than X39 and X49. And the Alavita skincare trio is 1.5. Remember, that's one of the things that Jules takes. You remember the natural Botox that doesn't hurt you? That's Alavita. It builds collagen so good. So let's say that you or one of your friends has, you know, one of those sore shoulders, neck, lower back. What would be a good patch selection? And you could even write this down on a piece of paper and follow along right now. What I would recommend 1x39 for stem cell activation. And that would be 1 point. I would recommend 2 Eons to reduce inflammation. That would be another point. And 2 Ice Waves to reduce pain. That would be another point. Yes, you can get 5 sleeves of product for $295. That's a much better deal than one sleeve at $149.95. That's why everyone does it. Put the water on the fire. You only do that 1 month. And then what you do is you go down to subscription option number 1 and you do 1x39 the following month to keep your stem cells activated. So you do $295 and $99. And what you do then is get with the person that brought you here and give them your name, your address, your credit card number. And they're going to put it in the LifeWave system and it's going to ship to you in 5 days. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this in chat too. But I have a little special, and this is the last day of the special. It went in through 10/29, so this will be the last time I offer it for the month of October. So you better write it down now because you won't get this in November. Here you go. If you buy a core pack today or tomorrow, get with the person that brought you here and you buy a core pack and an auto ship of X39 the following month, or an upgrade, you get a free X49 from me, and I get 30 days to ship that to you. And get back with the person that brought you here, and you will place the order with them, and they will go to, if you could put this in chat, Linda, they will go to sendjaninfo.com. That's sendjaninfo.com to submit for that free sleeve of X. You need to make that order today or tomorrow with the person that brought you here. So let's go ahead and put that in chat, the order form. And we're almost done and almost ready for that raffle. So get ready. Did I get the, yeah, I did. Okay. So once again, what you're going to do is you're going to get back with the person that brought you here, and you're going to let them know if you're a 1, 2, or a 3. If you are a number 1, you need more information, and they will go to the Now site and get you more information, whatever you want to know. If you are a number 2, you're ready to buy that wholesale pack, and you would like help selecting the products that best meet your needs. You will tell the person that brought you here what's going on with you so they can help fill your pack. Or number 3, you want to buy a wholesale pack and you're interested in learning how to launch a business in stem cell technology. Then they will find out what's going on with you, but also they will give me your name so that we could put together a workshop and get your business launched for you as well. And Jan, why don't you put your name and number in chat so that they could actually, if someone wants to launch their business, get the information to you so we can do a special workshop for the new people on that list. Jan, are you there? Or if not, Maya, if you could put Jan's number in chat, I would be in gratitude. So
I'm here. I'm doing it right now.
I love that. So once again, get back with the person that brought you here and let them know if you are a 1, a 2, or a 3. And if you are a 2 or a 3 and you buy your product, your pack today or tomorrow, you will get a free sleeve of X49 from me. And I do have 30 days to get that to you. So with that, is it time for our raffle, Maya? Let's do it.
All right.
Wow, look at all our guests. We have a lot of guests tonight. I'm so excited. Let's go. What, how many guests do we have? That looks like 30. Let's do 6 giveaways, 6 5-day supplies. The winner of a 5-day supply of X39. What you're going to do is you're going to go to x39winner.com. That's x39winner.com. And you're going to put your name and your address in there. And Jan's going to get that out for you. And also, I just want, as it relates, I just want to make sure, as it relates to what else goes to Jan, Jan runs all my logistics. Give me one moment, please. Anyone that wants to learn how to launch a business in stem cell technology and they want a workshop on that, that would be a workshop, a stem cell workshop. That's what you would do. Stem cell. That's when you would call or text Jan, stem cell, and she'll get a list to me. And so I can get a workshop set up for anybody that is requesting that. Okay, let's spin again. You just won a 5-day supply of X39. You're going to go to x39winner.com and put your name and address. You hit submit and it goes right to Jan and she'll get that mailed out to you. One more. Let's go again. You are the winner. Good job. Let's go again. No more. Should we do one more or should we be done?
You want one more?
She says spin it. Linda says spin it. One more. Everybody dance with me. Even though it's a forum, we can still dance. Let's go. I'm not the only dancer. Thanks, Michael. Michael's dancing. Congratulations. You are the winner. Now, once again, all our winners are going to go, write this down. It's very important. X39winner.com. Put your name and your address, hit submit, and it goes to Jan. Get back with the person that brought you here and tell them what pack you want, and you get a free X49, and you would go to sendjaninfo.com for that free product, and that for the person that takes your order. And lastly, this is very important for the winners. Remember how we counted? We're 61 months for every decade you are old, so you need to be on this for 6 months. So if you get a 5-day supply, that's not going to be enough time to do anything, right? For that to work, you'd have to be 3 months old. Do you guys all understand the math there, Misty? Right, 3 months old ain't going to work. So what you want to do is you want to get that pack today. Get that free X49 and know that that 5-day supply coming in the mail is just a really nice surprise. Okay, so with that, lots of love to all of you, and we'll see you next week at our stem cell forum. Bye-bye.